Okay, Ben Codling from eXp. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Lisa.
Okay, I'm going to pick your brain today about eXp, and I would love to know what your experience has been like with eXp.
Absolutely. So, look, I probably joined 12 months, a little bit over 12 months ago now. Had 1st of February was my 12-month anniversary.
Awesome.
Joined cold, I guess, from starting a new business. Had worked previously with as an officer in effective control in a couple of businesses. But didn't really have a great big database, and then jumped on with eXp. Look, honestly, really, the model works really well. It's you've got great state leaders, Emily in Victoria, Rob in WA.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, they are. If you've ever got a problem, or if because look, life can be a bit lonely as a mobile agent that works by himself. But you've always got them there as a backup, as well as other members of eXp as well in Victoria and even across Australia. So there's a real family vibe to it, where no jealousies or anything like that. Everyone's working towards winning,
The culture is very much like that. Yeah, which I haven't experienced. I've been in real estate 30 years and I haven't experienced the culture that we have of people helping each other and really, genuinely, like you said, not jealous, not kind of like the school children where they're hiding everything and don't want to show anything. They're really, people are really genuinely saying, do you want help with that? Here's this, it's been, has been an amazing culture, like you said. So what do you love about eXp? What was the thing that made you jump to eXp?
To be honest with you, the things that I love about eXp, really for me, I guess the flexibility. You can work as hard with such the low cost base and entry base, probably, and that's going back to other, if you look across the board, there is others out there, but the low entry cost base, the fact that you're not, the feeling, I guess, in Australia, we're still in our infancy realistically, but that feeling of you're a part of something, which flows back into that family vibe, but that you're the first one, you're in that first batch of people coming in, the first 100 agents. But by the same token, there's over 40, I think it's 42,000, is it, or something similar?
I think it's 44,000 now.
44,
it was 42,000, I think in November, and I think it's like 44,000 now, something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so there's that side of it. And also, look, I've come into it without a huge big super fund. Like I'm 46, don't have a great amount of super, and the shares, it's almost passive. It's not inside the super fund, obviously, but it's passive money. I put the 5% in for all of my transactions. Plus you get the shares you get for instance, I capped, but I didn't get to Icon, just missed it by, I think, by 2 properties. But
oh gosh, okay, next year.
Yeah, I was a little bit upset by that. Like I was going, I'm not going to get there. But look, it's so look, there's all that. So like, and from my point of view, the share side of it was always just this thing in the background. So, and if I'm with eXp for 10 years, I know I'm going to have a decent old chunk of shares there, and given that it's just expanded out to multiple countries, and they're also in their infancy, as well as the American model still growing and growing. I mean, the upside there is huge. But I guess from the real estate point of view, as an agent on the ground, look, it's good to not have to have your own trust account, to just have to send an email and say, hey guys, here's the contract. Can you send the email out to the conveyancers and to the vendor and the purchaser? And to just have someone, when you're out and about running around trying to get listings and service your existing vendors, having someone that say, hey Ben, what about this one? That's coming up. Is there an update on the date? Is it going to settle on that day? All those sorts of things that you've almost pretty much got your own assistant without actually having to pay for it, really, because you're only paying that $200 odd a month and also you obviously also get the agent box and all the marketing tools, and also obviously the other side of it, is, again, there seems to be a lot of sides to eXp, doesn't there?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
But you also get the whole marketing side, where you've got guys like Glenn Twiddle and yourself jumping up and saying, hey, all of you guys with the knowledge for social media and how to function and market yourself, which in a traditional agency you just don't get, and you're controlled by a boss or in this case you can market yourself the way you want to be marketed, and take on board the bits and pieces that come in. You don't have to take it all on board, because it's not always that case where you're that person that wants to be the person doing the Glenn model necessarily, where you're out and where you're the hero. Sometimes you just, if your personality type like mine's probably not quite that brash and out there. I'm probably more your grandmother's love me sort of guy. So so you
can pick and choose what you like, can't you?
Yeah,
but like you said, that's what I love about eXp, is that if you are that kind of creative person, they give you a license to be creative. They're not going to dampen your spirit. They're not going to put a limit on your creativity or your imagination to how you can market yourself. Within reason, obviously, as long as it's tasteful and it's not going to affect the brand and all that sort of stuff.
There's guidelines, absolutely, which there should be.
But they really do encourage you to be yourself and have your own personality, and that's what I really like as well. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Right. So what other models did you look at, and why did you choose eXp? What was the deciding factor that made you decide to go eXp?
Well, look, I did look at pretty much all the mobile agency models prior to jumping. It was probably December. I joined February 2020. Probably I quit my job December. Was working out my my time, and I looked at the local ones. There were some local ones there. I probably don't need to name names, but there's probably 3 or 4 models out there. And look, some of them have a higher entry cost. So there's one in particular that has a larger entry cost. There's others there which there was local agents there already with them. So I sort of had heard varying questions about them. So I basically was looking there. I was just sitting there going, what am I going to do? And after probably a good month, probably almost a month, I came across on LinkedIn eXp. So I'm probably one of those guys that just actually fell into it without any direct someone from Australia going, hey Ben, show me this. I literally just found it, and my gut just said join. So I got the credit card out and set up the company, and within 2 weeks I had an operational P2I Ltd company all set up and running.
Wow, good on you.
Yeah, I mean it's as I said, the entry cost to get into eXp is so low that it's a no-brainer from that point of view if you actually add everything else back.
Some of the agents I look at, and I think they've been in the industry a long time, and I think, why haven't they gone out by themselves? Why do they stay under a boss and pay such high commission rates and all that sort of thing, or lose so much money? And I think a lot of it is just getting out of your comfort zone, just kind of thinking about trust accounting, thinking about all those things. And I think eXp covers all those things. You don't have to worry about trust accounting. You have got support. You're not by yourself. You've got the big back end machine of eXp behind you. It's not like, you're going out just Ben's out there by himself. It's like, okay, Ben, what do you need? We're here for you. What do you need? People have got your back if it does, if things happen or you're not sure what to do, or, like all of us get like that at some point in time. It's like, oh crap, I've got this happening. What do I do? You've got resources and you've got networks and you've got all of that sort of thing of people that have got your back and that can, kind of help in different ways.
Absolutely.
So what would you say to others that are considering eXp?
Well, I would have thought that if you sat down and look at everything equally and outcome, I guess the potential outcomes, which is probably the smart thing to do. So you look at entry points, you look at what you get while you're doing it, and then you look at outcomes and based on whether you want to work really hard and become, for instance, with eXp, an icon agent, where you get pretty much back all of your commissions that you paid to them, pretty much, depending upon a few things you have to do. But I would have thought that eXp does match up in a really positive way against all those models. It's just probably a matter of getting your head around the mobile agent model and taking away all those people that are saying, you know, the negative sort of sides, for which you do hear from time to time.
Yeah, they don't understand the model.
No, they don't understand the model, and they're the ones who have an agenda to not see the industry change. Yes. They want the bricks and mortar model to work. They want, you know, they want to maintain the status quo, whereas companies, especially eXp, it's about the future and what does real estate look like in 5 years and 10 years, and how can we facilitate technology to make your life easier.
Exactly. And that's what excites me. You know, I mean, we've already proven, you know, COVID proof and all that, and it's only going to get better and better and better with technology and, you know, what we're learning and how we can streamline things so much quicker. That's the other thing that definitely excites me as well. But, you know, Grant Cardone's just joined eXp. Like, that's a huge thing. Like, he's massive over in America. So if he's looked at it and thinks this looks all right, you know, that's great for us. The other things, and you said about, you know, other agents and different people bagging the eXp model because they want the traditional model to stay. That is so true. And you know, I remember when I first looked at joining, or I first joined, I think the share price was $5. And there was a guy running around telling everybody in all the real estate groups, you know, somebody who is an influencer, that it was a, you know, penny stock, it was this, and the share price was this, and the share price was that, and the company was, you know, crap, basically. And, you know, I really believe that he has cost a lot of people money in the shares. For one, but also two, some of the people that would have really suited this business and this model that are not in here, that I feel really sad that they're not part of our group and not part of the future here. And it's not too late for them to come in, but, you know, there's been negativity, unwarranted negativity, which, you know, once you understand the model of how it works for a real estate agent and your multiple streams of income and all the potential that you've got, you know, the way that you can build your own business and still have support, you know, you've really got to kind of, you know, deep dive into it, don't you? And have a really good look like you did. Yeah. Over 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, and as you just said, with it's the passive income streams, it's the multiples there. It's, and you can do it at your own pace. So, you know, like I wanted to prove that I could do it for the first 12 months, which I've almost capped, should have capped, but didn't. So now I'm extra motivated, and I'll probably look to start, you know, talking to other agents now about eXp and about how easy it is, because I can say, hey, look, I've done it.
Yes, exactly right.
And
Good
if
on
I
you.
can do it, so
good on you. Good on you. So building a team. So anybody that's interested in joining you and joining your team, to give you a call or to email you, and I'll put all your details in the video as well. But yeah, no, that'd be great. And you know, when they join your team, they get our support and all that sort of thing as well.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's not only, you know, you as their sponsor, so to speak, you get access to all of our training and, you know, all the resources and support, just the same as what you do as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So is there anything else that agents should know?
No, not really. I think it's if they need if they need convincing any further, then there's lots of people they can talk to. If not me, it's you. It's you know, there's a lot of people there, and the positives are there to be seen, and the success is there to be seen. Look at Bjorn. And look at Felicity, first two icons. You know, they've worked hard, they've succeeded, and if you look at that, if that doesn't make you want to do it, well, maybe you shouldn't be looking at real estate, because
that's right.
Yeah,
or stay where you are.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ben. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, awesome.